And there we go, guys. Welcome to the first Overwatch event hosted by Tiermonster. It will be the Monster Watch. I will be joined by Liberty George. Our sponsors today, of course, are going to be Owlhead Studios and Discord. How you doing today, Liberty? Are you with me, buddy? Unfortunately, your voice is lagging a little bit. Can you go ahead and talk again? Okay, it might be this Discord. I'm going to go ahead and move over to my private Discord, where there shouldn't be as much lag, hopefully. Hopefully that fixes it. But today, guys, that sounds already better.
Awesome. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for those few technical interruptions, but we are here with a round of 32. It's going to be the matchup between Above the Rest and a bunch of pigs. Above the Rest being on the attacking side to start off with as we get to Point Gibraltar.
Yes, and they will be playing a bunch of pigs, as you said. A bunch of pigs going to be interesting lineup already. We have a Roadhog coming out from Carmi. Sermela going to be picking up the Mercy. We have Sneak Lurubi on the Reinhardt and Aragorn. Lucio, Soldier going to be my first deed, and the fight's already breaking out as the defense is going to be looking to hold very aggressively here, right in front of the control point at the beginning, and they're already kind of stopping the offense a little bit. The offense is pushing out, trying to get some damage in on the Reinhardt here, not doing too much, as the Widow is on the low ground, and it seems to already be a decent stall out. Normally we see teams at the, I guess, the higher professional tiers holding back at that second point. So it's interesting to see a very aggressive hold here.
Speaking of aggression, Winston is being super aggressive right now. You saw him jumping onto the Widowmaker as we started off with.
And the hook to follow that up, like you were saying, the combo there from the Winston and the Roadhog just getting right up. The triple tank just absolutely bullying right now the defensive side as they're down a Widowmaker. They do have a Resurrection, and the Reinhardt is going to take out the Roadhog here. Resurrection.
Yeah, there is a Resurrection.
And the offense.
Well, that's an important one. Look at that double ultimate combination. Beautiful usage right there. The Earth Shatter after Resurrection into the Death Blossom, holding everybody still just so that they could get that. This is going to be not on stopwatch mode, so they still have plenty of time to try to get this done. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to get to that first point, which is very, very close by.
Yes. And they do have a decent amount of ultimate coming up. The Winston is going to have his Primal Rage. He's going to go down before he's able to use it, though. Lucio is also going to be having a Sound Barrier, but it looks like the Resurrection going to get his team up. Will he be able to get the Sound Barrier off? And no! He's going to go down in the middle of the Sound Barrier, so this makes the defense have a little bit of an easier time to hold here. Carmi's still got the whole hop. He's going to be looking over to the right side to try to get something going here, but it doesn't look like they're having the best time. Finally, Purvish is going to get in with that Primal Rage, but he's taking a ton of damage from the McCree. McCree is going to be able to take him down, and this double McCree is just doing work right now for the defense as they're able to just shred this triple tank comp coming out of the offense.
Absolutely. You see that Peeverish on the Winston keeps on trying to jump in aggressively, but McCree is super good at dealing with that. Stuns him in place, gets him with the Panda Hammer. Death Blossom going off in the staircase, and it looks like they're trying to put in a little bit more work on the offensive side.
And they are going to actually get one, maybe two. No, they're not going to actually think they do. Brandon does go down. There we go. My first Eden going to be answering. So we'll follow him into the fight. He's going to be looking to push forward. The other McCree going to be trying to hold here. But the Reaper from Argonar is going to be able to take out the Junkrat. That's, again, a big boon to the offense here. Is they're just, like, not able to set up or spread it around on the offense or the defense here. Normally you don't see this kind of hold coming out. Flanks, other type plays will make it easier for the offense, but we are going to have a Death Blossom coming up from Argonar, and oh, that Earth Shatter going to be doing quite a bit of damage with the counter Earth Shatter coming out of Lats, and now we have the Death Blossom doing quite a bit of damage. Double kill, triple kill coming out from the defense as the offense is once again stymied here at the beginning, and they're just having such a hard time getting in and actually doing anything. What do you think's going wrong here, Liberty? They don't seem to be able to coordinate or get together, actually get a push going.
I think that a big part of what's causing the problem for the offense right here is the fact that they do have a double McCree, like you mentioned. It's super good at disrupting any types of push. This Supreme Sound Barrier, though, might be very good for them as they already have taken out one.
And they are going to look to go onto the Mercy. Here is Arnar on the back of the offense. He isn't going to be able to take him out, and their Mercy is going to go down. The offense is doing quite a bit here, finally getting some, getting their feet under them. 3 down. The Mercy didn't have a resurrection either way, and McCree goes down with High Noon. So now we just have Mogi left here on the defense to try to stall it up, but he's going to go ahead and back up. They do have the double High Noon going in here to the next offense. Or the next defensive hold here, and the offense is out of ultimates, so they will have to go ahead and try to poke and farm those up to try to actually get an advantaged fight here. And the defense will be looking to hold on to the My First Eden in a little bit of a conflict with Snicklebelly. It's not gonna, or sorry, with Lats. It's not gonna go that hard. Double High Noon coming out. There's the first one, second one going. Mogi with the double kill, and Kashu is gonna actually get the third kill with his pistol there. It's not going well for the offense once again.
I feel like at this point the offense should just fall back and regroup, build their ultimates, and get back into this one. We saw a beautiful play from Kirmi the last time that we tried to get a push, where he got onto the flank, took out the Mercy, took out the Widowmaker, and then continued to get the damage on. But Moji did survive, and she was able to rally back with her team to take this point.
And they're going to try to move up here with that Earth Shatter. They do have Primal Rage. They already lose Pivorish and Karami, though, as they're now down to 4 heroes on the offense. This is probably going to force them back. The Resurrection does go out to try to get this offense continuing to go, and now we have the first High Noon coming out. Counter High Noon coming out from the defenses. Doesn't look like either High Noon's going to get too much. We're deep in his Snicklebelly here. He still has his Earth Shatter, looking to find a good target. He's going to use it. It doesn't actually. Oh, it does hit the Reinhardt.
Oh, that's so important!
Oh, the Rocket Barrage coming out from Peverish at the end, and it looks like the offense might be able to cap this here. Death Blossom coming out from Aranar, trying to stop it. Arogage on the Lucio is doing his best to try to keep his team up, and it looks like it's going to be enough here. And that Earth Shatter, you called it. I didn't get to see Peverish with the barrage.
The barrage was beautiful. What it did was it took out Cashew before he could get out his resurrection, which was what he was sitting on and waiting for that entire fight. Now they're going to have another 3 minutes to try to push it up through this area, but this is a very enclosed space. It's going to be a lot more difficult to push it through here than the first 2 points.
And Timely's already gotten 1 pick. Looks like it's going to get resurrected, though, as Sarmello's going to use that. Already charging back up the second one, and there goes the Earth Shatter coming out from Lats. It doesn't actually do that much, though, as the barrier was up, and there's the resurrection from the defense, bringing back up Lats. He's going to go ahead and fall back to his team, and we have 1 High Noon coming out from the offense. He's not actually going to see anyone. He might end up canceling this one, as Mogi also used his and canceling, it looks like. So again, we are going to kind of reset here, as both teams have 1 ultimate. Oh, Reaper does get in the back. He's going straight for the Lucio. He's doing what he can. Lucio running away, and now the offense is actually pushed back towards the second point. It looks like the Winston's going to be taking quite a bit of damage there. He does get taken down, and once again, it seems like Aranar is just doing. Aranar is doing exactly what he wants here on the Reaper. He's almost got another Death Blossom up, going on to the Winston, doing quite a bit of damage. He's going to be low. Winston's swinging Primal Rage away, and there we go. There's the Death Blossom coming out from the Reaper. Not doing that much, and Peverish going to be taking him out here.
Cashew still sitting on a resurrection, could get him back up, but it looks like they're going to opt to try to fall back and lose a little bit of ground, but bend, don't break is the model right now. Cashew falling backwards as we see Lats charging in very aggressively.
And they're going to be looking to set up some more initiation here. They do have a sound barrier coming up from the Lucio.
Oh,
there's the the Rocket Barrage doing quite a bit. Actually, shields are down to 1,000 here on the Reinhardt as Peverish is going back up looking for it. But no, Brandon is going to be able to get a good shots off on the McCree. Going to come around, flank, flashbang on the Mercy. He's trying to pick her off. Still has a Deadeye, and the sound barrier is doing what it can to keep the offense alive. There's the Earth Shatter from Lats, and that's probably going to clean up this offensive attempt here. Is they're just kind of struggling. No, they aren't actually struggling as the Winston comes over. The reinforcements are quick, and it looks like, unfortunately, the defense is not able to rally behind the plays of Brandon as he's the only one left alive, and he does go down to Peverish.
That said, it looks like the defense will be able to hold again, and that one I think came down to the fact that they left Dean Brandon and Tamley unchecked on that bridge. They were able to bring down so much damage as that McCree, as that Widowmaker, onto the point that they were trying to capture. And now we'll see if they are able to make the adjustment and see if Farah can try to take that high ground.
And she is going to be going on to Timely here. The duel's going out. Timely's trying to jump down and get the shots, but ends up evading for now. Peverish, no kills, only trades for ultimates. Timely going back to sniping, trying to hold, and there's the first High Noon coming out from the defense. It doesn't look like it did too much, but Brandon does get a kill as he's still holding on to his High Noon. Peverish does get Timely with that direct rocket, and now going straight on the Mercy. There's another direct kill, and looks like the High Noon is going to take out Peverish as the As now we have a Death Blossom actually going to clean up the defense here. It's looking really
It looked
awkward.
promising. It looked promising, but the flashbang found 2 people, maybe even 3 people. I wasn't quite sure, but it was able to clean up that offense pretty well. They have 20 seconds. They have to rush this cart and get onto it as fast as they possibly can if they want to get through it in overtime.
They do have 4 ultimates, so there's a chance that they could go ahead and hold this here as the fight's going to be breaking out. Timely looking for some picks onto the offense. There's going to be 1, 2 down the offense, and one of them is Sermela. There's no resurrection. Tamley is going to go down. Kirami around. No, looks like the resurrection coming out from Kashu as the defense is going to be attempting to hold here. Karmi is trying to stall it up best he can. There's only 2 in the area, and it looks like if the Tracer goes down, there's not going to be enough close here. As the offense is coming back, Peeverish is trying to come around. McCree's are zoning her back, and it looks like this might be the end of the game as Farah's just having a hard time staying alive on the point. We do have the resurrection coming out from Samela, and this has just turned into an all-out chaos as both teams are reeling in numbers and trying to get onto the final point here. Lat's looking to get in Earth Shatter
as far as they can, but look at Ernar once again in the back lines, taking down Sinkable Ruby, and now it's just gonna be Akira Me, and that will do it for this round. So, what this means is that if the red team wants to take this, or rather, if the red team wants to take this one out, then they have to prevent Team A Bunch of Pigs from taking the next round, and then win it in the tiebreaker.
That is correct, and if they do go to that tiebreaker, it will be a King of the Hill match to see who is the victor there. It is 1, I believe, and it is a random choice of the 3. So definitely looking like the side of, above the rest is going to want to come out here strong on the offense. We'll see if a bunch of Pigs goes for a similar style that above the rest did with the aggressive hold. We don't see that often, and it normally doesn't work out that well.
Yeah, but it worked out pretty well for them in that case. Again, I think there was just a little bit of lack of coordination. If Above the Rest had focused their targets a little bit better, maybe put a bit more pressure onto that shield before sending Winston in, they could have gotten a little bit more done.
Prepare to attack.
They definitely could.
As we're getting into this one, we're going to see Above the Rest now on side as we see a bunch of pigs on the attacking side. We're going to see what the lineups are to start off with, as we see Mercy, Reinhardt, and Roadhog is an interesting pick for Aragair.
It is. Again, we saw the Roadhog the last match as well, and it seemed to be alright. It looks like he's going to go ahead and switch off of it, though, possibly. And Roadhog's in an interesting spot right now. He is a very strong DPS tank. He has a lot of damage. The hook displacing people, pulling them away, and it being hit scan makes it very easy to actually land if you have the good flicks. Shotting that most of these players do, but he's just so easy to charge the ultimates against, and that's why we just don't see him that much, unfortunately, in competitive right now. But he is such a fun hero.
A double Winston looks like is the setup for the offensive side for DM Brandon and Lance. This is a strategy that we've seen a lot in high-level play because of the amount of DPS that 2 Winstons can do as compared to 1 is a lot better, and plus they are so mobile on this first point. That said, we don't see any real adaptations, I think, to that on the side of the defensive side. The McCree will be able to shut one of them down, but not both of them.
Yeah, and actually Aaron is going to switch to the Reaper here last second, and that's very interesting. We were seeing a very standard meta coming out here from the NAEU sides where you have the double Winston, double McCree, Lucy. Okay, it's going to go back to the double McCree, so we are going to see something a little more standard here as we're going to be leading out on the Winstons here. They're going to want to get in the back and zone out for these McCrees. See how it goes. Speed boost coming out here, and they're going to be straight onto the payload as the other Winston, Brandon, is up in the front, did quite a bit of damage. Lat's going to be onto the first McCree here of Paverish, doing quite a bit of damage. Samela's actually going to fall here, and that's pretty big. We do have Karmi trying to do his best to pick off heroes on the Widowmaker, but it's just not going well for them as they are already down 3-4 as Samela died before, and Ruby is going to be going down here. Karmi low, and a 1v1 here against Moki, and it looks like he's going to get him, and Peverish is the only one really answering right now by the payload. 3 are down on the offense, and this fight is just going in 2 different places at once, and it looks like so far the offense is going to be able to get the slightly better end of it as they are able to get the payload to the first point.
We see Mogi chasing down the medic and coming around on the backside, and now this could be huge.
As they are going to try to get that huge flank, and trying his best. Mogi's actually going to go down as Brandon was trying to back him up. Brandon in the back, trying to get onto this Junkrat, doing quite a bit of damage. As the resurrection is going to come out from Cashew, that's going to bring up Mogi. He does have the Deadeye, and that could be a big problem here for defense, as they're going to be down 3. And again, Sermela keeps going down early, is not able to get any good resurrections off Brandon. Getting picked off in the back is the aggressive push from the offense to try to zone back the defense.
An indication of how well this, or rather how poorly this defense has been going for them, is the fact that Sermela has died so many times that he hasn't even had the chance to fully charge an ultimate. He will be just getting his first one in a few seconds, and maybe he'll be able to get something done with this.
And there's the first high noon. It's going to not do too much as the Primal Rage coming out from the Winston. Only Lat's going down. Now Brandon is going to go down as well, as we still have the double high noon from the offense. And there's the first high noon coming out. He's going to go down to Peeverish. Arinar is looking around for a flank. He's got a high noon coming up. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Flanking around, doing some damage on the Junkrat, but it looks like the offense was cleaned up, as again, Cashew unable to get a resurrection when he needs to. And now Moki's a little caught out.
Now this is a 7-minute hold that they have to pull off on this point, and then considering that they're going to have a little bit more time on the next point, High Noon is coming out, but it gets shut down.
It doesn't do that much, as My First Eden's going to be zoning back the rest of the backup that Arinar need to get a good High Noon there. Doing quite a bit of damage. One of the Winstons is down. Arinar actually switches to a Reaper right after that High Noon. There's Cashew's going for the resurrection, as the offense is wanting to push in hard here. Mogi is doing what he can, trying to pick off heroes, as the offense has only lost First Eden. They still do have a... Actually, no, they've used their only ultimates. This is a ultimate-less fight, as we do have Brandon going down here. Deadeye coming out from Mogi. He's farmed up, goes for it, misses the opportunity, unfortunately, and now he is going to be able to take out Karmi, as the defense is having a hard time holding here. Lat's going to be zoning back, pushing in, trying to get the defense away from the payload, as this fight is just completely hectic right now.
The offensive team has been doing a wonderful job. A bunch of pigs taking those flank routes and utilizing them to their fullest right now. They have been able to get around to the backside of the defensive team so many times and get a lot of damage done. And a lot of that's down to Arinar on his Reaper this time around, using those shotguns to maximum effect.
And he's actually going to take down the Junkrat right as you're saying that. He's looking to go for the Mercy here. That'd be huge, but the Resurrection goes off before, and now we have a High Noon coming out from Peeverish. It's doing quite a bit. Triple kill. Looking for the quad kill. He's going to go ahead and get that, and that's 4 down from the offense, one of them being the Mercy, so there is no Resurrection here, and this is the kind of defense they needed if they're going to hold on to this chance at a King of the Hill decider.
Oh yeah, that ultimate was absolutely beautiful. And now they're going to have a 5-minute hold here. This is probably the best place for them to try to hold off, other than right at their spawn, because of how constricted single choke is.
And Peeverish with that pick, and unfortunately it looks like we're having a DC here, but Peeverish picking off Kashu there is going to prevent any follow-up offense, and it's going to be really hard for them to actually get too much done here. They do have the Death Blossom coming out from Arinar, doing quite a bit. 4 heroes. 4 heroes going down. Make it 5 if he can catch this Winston, as the Winston's already low. Karmi down to 200 HP, as he is going to fall, and that's 5. Make it 6 as the entirety goes down here, and that was an absolutely disgusting Death Blossom.
So they are probably going to be able to take this point, unless this Earth Shatter is going to come up absolutely huge. That said, we do have Resurrection on the side of Cashew, and he will be able to save them if it comes to that point. And it looks like he doesn't even need to use it, as the point will be captured regardless. 6 minutes left.
And that tire does come up right as Junkrat goes down. The first Mogi is going to be using his High Noon. Actually canceling it, I apologize. Or he does get it off, does get a double kill, triple kill, but Peeverish in the background is going to find Mogi and pick him off. Looking for the Lucio. Not going to be able to do much, but he does have his High Noon. And there's the Resurrection from the offense. They're going to go for it. High Noon coming out. Doesn't do too much, as he's going to pick off or help pick off a hero here, but Peeverish in the background going to get flashbanged by Mogi. Here comes the McCree battle, as they're both rolling around, fanning the hammer, and Mogi
Peeverish comes down on top.
Yeah, barely there. He's going to take out Mogi, and there's the Resurrection coming out from the from the defense. I apologize, as Eden is going to be trying to get in there. He uses Tire did not get that much, unfortunately, trying to hurt Brandon here as Cashew goes down again early on, as Peeverish was able to take him out and take out Tamale. And now we're going to be down Brandon as well, and it looks like the offense is going to have a hard time here, though. With that Death Blossom, they might be able to do it, getting Sermela. Karmi, My First Eden, though, is still going to be around to defend. And this is just a back and forth all over the place, and the offense is doing this down a player right now.
I love the way that Ruby responded to that Death Blossom. He saw it happening, knew that some of his teammates were going to die, didn't want to die himself, so just backed off and charged at him the moment that it ended, knowing that that movement speed is slower, much slower when it is. But there is going to be the sound barrier coming down for the side of a bunch of pigs, and it's going to be responded back towards on the side of above the cut.
But we do have a flanking High Noon. We'll see if he can get it. He does get Tomley. He doesn't get the other McCree quite yet, but looks like Karmi is going to be picking off Brandon, and Kashu is going to be going down as well, and this is going to be hard for the offense to continue to push here. As again, Resurrection isn't going to come up a second time. Bastion going to go down on the defensive side. Sermela doesn't have it up. We do have a tire going out. It is going to do a fair bit of damage, but it doesn't actually get any kills here, as Junkrat went down himself during the tire, and now Arinar going off again on this Reaper, killing the Reinhardt right before the Earthshatter goes down, and he's going to go ahead and push forward. We also have Mogi on the McCree. He doesn't have a High Noon.
Bastion. Look at the Desperation Bastion coming out. They're sitting in spawn, trying to get something done, but Arinar is just gonna look at the Death Blossom, zoning them right back into it.
And that's three.
Incredibly good at zoning. And there is gonna be a beautiful Earthshatter trying to find something is the side of above the rest, but I'm not sure what they can do. There's two people left. Arinar only the last one left alive. They're gonna be able to stall this one out for just a little bit longer, but it's inches away from the points.
Arinar is doing what he can, and the Resurrection does come out from Sermela, and that might be actually enough to hold it here, as he's going to try to get away here. The offense is chasing him down. D.Va's on him, and D.Va's going to go ahead and get him. Offense does hold literally at 0.2 meters away, basically 1 foot away. They do hold here, and it is going to start backtracking a little bit, and that couldn't have gotten any closer. George, that was just almost photo finish there, but unfortunately they do push off Arinar at the end.
Now, I do like the switch to D.Va. They have noticed that the only tank on the sides of Team Brand scene is the Winston, and D.Va can't chew through him because of the small amount of tick damage that he does due to the fact that most of her health is armor. And now, as they're pushing in once again, we see that it's pretty effective at zoning him out, but still the first death comes down. Feverish is down. That's a lot of their damage.
And Aaron are going off again with the Death Blossom right in the middle of the defense, doing quite a bit. Mogi going to pick up 2 of the kills though for him, as he's cleaning up the weak heroes. They're looking to kill the D.Va now, as she's low on her mech. Going to try to finish her off. There goes the defense matrix, as the defense does have almost their entire team up. Here comes the High Noon from Mogi, and it's going to hit 2, killing 1. Now 3 down, as Arinar is going to help clean it up. Again, they're just barely surviving on the point here. Reaper doing tons of damage to these tanks, as we do have a offensive sound barrier going out. 4 is down on the defensive side. Looks like Feverish is going to be one of the only ones left, as he's running up. He does flashbang the monkey, but unfortunately Winston was able to zone him long enough, and there we go, as we have, I believe, that'll be it, as they were able to both defend and cap the point.
Yeah, a bunch of pigs take this one pretty cleanly, and here is that beautiful, beautiful High Noon that he had. This was a great defensive play right here. You see how he comes in here, just comes in, and oh my god, the knockback is actually what allowed them to take this one. 3-man kill, and then the hammer take out the Winston at the end there.
Tamla giving a little bit of help there, definitely setting him up for that High Noon, but that was an absolutely crazy first match too, because the defense went for such an aggressive hold. Normally you see that almost backfire at the higher levels of competition, but they were able to hold it, stall the momentum, and it seemed like going into the hangar phase, there just wasn't any momentum at all for of the rest to really take it. They kind of bled it all after that first control point.
All right, well, in that case, it looks like that's going to be it for this match. A bunch of pigs will be moving on, and they won that game 5v6 for the last part, for the record. They'll be moving on to fight off against the winners of Lost Boys versus Upvote the Support.
And we will either be following them in, or we will be following another match in the round of 16, as most of the round of 32 should be finishing up. We appreciate you guys stopping by. Of course, this is again a Tier Monster event, the first Overwatch event that they are doing. It is the MonsterWatch. Bracket should be linked in the chat, and if it isn't, I'll go ahead and link it in just a second. But we really appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, I'm Dodoraptors, and Liberty George is joining me. And again, thank you to our sponsors, Owlhead Studio and Discord, for hosting this event, or helping us host this event. It's really awesome. And Tier Monster, of course, shout out to them, and awesome for them to host this event with the game just barely coming out. And if you have anything else that you want to go ahead and say, Liberty, I think we can find the next match.
I think all that's left to say is cue the Monster Cat.
Sounds good.